Hey guys, this is Alejandro. How are y'all doing? Welcome to episode 2 of FlashBack Fridays Live, FBF, hashtag it FlashBack Fridays Live. Today it's going to be a interesting conversation. Today I'm wanting to cover a topic that I get a lot of questions about from viewers. Uh, how does someone become a ghost hunter? How does someone investigate? How does someone get a location? What gear do you need? How do you get started? And I know that hey everybody, welcome back. We had a short technical difficulty to start our show. I probably should just let everybody know that I am now in our new studio. This is going to be the new office of Dead Explorer. The reason I got this office is because I want to do live streams like this on Tuesdays and Fridays, along with the paranormal investigations that you're used to seeing. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Alejandro Dominguez. I am a paranormal investigator and filmmaker. I'm best known as the Dead Explorer. That's the name I use whenever I put together an investigation, whenever I put together a documentary. And for the last 5 years, I've done over 100 ghost hunting videos on YouTube, live investigations. So if you like live investigations where you get to see everything real time, we'll do those. 360 virtual reality videos. If you look behind me, I actually have some VR headsets. As far as I can tell, I'm one of the first investigators to shoot investigations through 360. So if any of that stuff sounds cool, and you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit subscribe because there's a lot of stuff paranormal to come in on the air. So that's a little bit about who I am. What are we talking about today? Today's episode is about how to become a ghost hunter. Have you ever wanted to be a paranormal investigator? How do you start? Well, I had the exact same questions when I first started 5, 6 years ago. Now I was into the paranormal because a couple of things I had experienced when I was a kid. Also because I was a really big fan of the shows on TV. So I know that there's gotta be people watching these videos, watching YouTube videos, watching TV episodes of paranormal shows, and they're wondering how do I do that? Well, we all have to start somewhere. And actually, back in April of 2012, I released a video called How to Be a Paranormal Investigator. And so I wanted to revisit this video here for those who haven't seen it. It is a very old video. Usually, old videos on YouTube can't be found as easily as new ones. But I get a lot of questions from people who want to know how to become a paranormal investigator. And I thought it'd be a good time to bring that old video back and re-show it, but add some input. Now, if you are just a casual fan and you just want to chat in the chat room, ask questions, bring something else up, obviously you're more welcome to. I see people like Debbie and Robert and Yummy Coke saying hi. So hi to everybody, welcome. And but if you have questions or if you're an investigator, feel free to chime in. Also, today's poll question, there is a card that you could click on your phone to answer this yes or no, or your computer to answer this yes or no, or just in the comment section below. Would you provoke? Do you think it's okay when investigators insult spirits, ghosts, to try to get some kind of response? Um, if you think yes, go ahead, hit yes. No, just comment in the comment section below. I'll have some input on my own personal thoughts on that as well. But to get started, back to what the premise of this video is. So we're going to cover some very specific topics. We're going to cover basically. Let's see. I had a list. We're going to cover how does someone learn ghost hunting, what is some of the basic equipment you need, where can you get gear, how can you make cheap paranormal investigation equipment, do you need any computer software, are there any websites and organizations that someone can join and do dedicated paranormal studies. So we're going to cover all of that today. And again, if you have any comments in the chat room, if you want to chime in on the poll, it's okay to provoke, please do so. Um, So what I wanted to do is share a video that I shot back in 2012. I'm going to go ahead and cue it up, and we'll try to play it pretty much in full. But we'll stop from time to time because there's some things in here that over the years, I feel like I definitely would add some to. But again, this is a video that came out in April 2012. I shot this video when I was learning how to become an investigator myself with a group called Alameda Paranormal in Arizona, in Tombstone, Arizona. So a little bit more of that, but let's just go ahead and start the video. Yeah. All right, guys. I just realized that we didn't have audio on that. I apologize. Again, this is my second live episode. So let's back up and let's start again. Live video, you folks.
One could become a paranormal investigator. So, Summer, if there's somebody watching and they really want to get into paranormal investigating, how do you recommend that they start learning? How do you get into it?
Well, the first thing they got to do is make sure they kind of follow the rules. Don't break into some haunted building. Just be safe. The other thing is, just get out there and do it. You got to learn by experience, and just know that there's nobody in this world who is an expert at ghost hunting. It's just not possible. So just get out there and do it. Get your video camera, get your audio, get whatever you want to try, and just get out there and try it and see what you get.
Basically, it sounds like there's nothing better than just going out there and getting at it. Would you say that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I learned. I didn't find some book on ghost hunting and, take notes and do it. I just went out there and grabbed my camera and here I am.
Talking about, getting a camera, maybe getting some tools.
So I'm going to stop it right there for a second and welcome everybody who's just joined us tonight. And again, I'm sorry for the audio issues. I know for a second there was no audio on the video. But basically, I can't agree anymore with what Summer said on that. That the best way to become an investigator is just starting. A lot of people will contact me thinking that they need to do something special, have some kind of training. A lot of people actually say they want to ask me if they can come join me, but I know for a lot of people, it'd be really difficult for them to go from where they live to Austin, where I live, to investigate with me. A lot of times I've actually done the opposite. I've gone and joined a lot of groups. In fact, anybody who's watched the show knows that I've probably joined over a dozen paranormal investigation groups throughout the year, with Alameda, California, Alameda Paranormal from Alameda, California. We met at the Birdcage Theater in Tombstone, Arizona, and we shot this video at the Cowboy Church. So you can see it looks really rustic. Obviously, Tombstone is most well known for the OK Corral, Wyatt Earp. So if you're a big fan of the movie Tombstone, this is the town where all that's based on. And the thing that I'll say that's great about Summer is that she says, "Hey, if you want to be an investigator," and I think this is just good advice for everything, just go out there and do it. You can just start as easily as just going to a cemetery, joining a ghost tour. But I think there's some more things she's going to talk about that might elaborate further, but we'll jump on that. And again, if you're just coming in, remember we do have a poll question. Would you provoke? And by the end of the episode, we'll see what people are saying. Make sure you comment in the chat room if you do. So let's keep going.
To get started and just going out there. So, Jenny, with equipment, what is the basic equipment you would recommend somebody go out and get to just go out there and start trying to capture something?
Honestly, the best equipment anybody can have is themselves. You can go along on an investigation and just experience it for the first time. I don't recommend when you first start out investing a ton of money in equipment. You want to get out there, make sure you like it, see how fun it is. Once you realize it's great, then you can go out, get a night vision type camera to be able to record some video. You get a digital audio recorder to get the audio down. And then you just go out and have fun with it. Expand your equipment arsenal as you see fit. When you find gaps in what you need and things you want to observe, find the right equipment to fill it. But just have fun with it. That's the key.
Absolutely great advice. And you brought up, a night vision camera, a digital recorder. So are those the basic tools everybody should have once they've gotten their feet wet? And is there anything else maybe they should try to get, when they're basically getting started?
There's some basic equipment that a lot of groups have. And one of the great parts about being in a group is it cuts down on the expense. You can consolidate equipment. You're able to get a little bit more out there in terms of what you want to do. There's meters, temperature gauges, IR lights. There's a ton of different things you can get.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, just looking at from a beginner, what's a good place for them to go and get equipment at? Maybe they're trying to get it cheap, and or can they make some on their own?
Well, I am so glad you asked that question. I think the best thing that a beginner can do is go to YouTube and look up videos on how to make your own ghost hunting equipment. It's important to remember that there's not one piece of equipment out there that detects ghosts. It's just not possible at this point, unfortunately. But if they go to YouTube, they can experiment with different types of equipment to collect data and make it themselves for much cheaper than, say, buying them on the internet somewhere.
Very cool. So somebody can basically go out, make some gear on their own pretty cheap and get started. You're out there, you're capturing the stuff. Do you need any software?
You know what? I mean, that's 100% absolutely true. So the fact that you don't have to spend hundreds, thousands of dollars on ghost hunting equipment, it's true. You don't need anything fancy. Like Summer just said, when she says that there's no one piece of equipment that is proven to capture ghosts, I mean, I know it's kind of not what people want to hear, but it's the truth. If there was one piece of equipment to capture ghosts, then we would all be capturing ghosts all the time. And so until that equipment exists, we're still looking to try different types of experiments, different types of research to try to see, if a combination of things can capture something. Because the reality about ghost hunting equipment is it's very subjective. Everybody's going to have a different opinion about what different ghost hunting tools can do. If you're primarily skeptical, then you're gonna try to interpret everything a piece of ghost hunting equipment does as a false reading. You're just gonna believe that there's some other reason why the ghost hunting equipment is gonna do. A ghost box, you're gonna think it's because the radio frequencies are going really fast. On a K2, which measures electronic magnetic fields, you're gonna think that you're getting those readings not because of a ghost, but because of something electrical near you. The flip side is if you're a believer, then and you think everything's paranormal, then everything you get on a ghost hunting tool you're gonna assume is paranormal. And so there are people who even try to exploit that stuff, obviously for fame. There are people who have done videos on YouTube about talking to dead celebrities right after they died, just to be trending at the time that something like that's happened. Yeah, I know there's people who do that, and I think they know as much as anybody else that that's why they're doing it. The reality is that you kind of have to be somewhere in the middle with ghost hunting equipment. If you do decide to use ghost hunting equipment, it's best to kind of try to be in the middle, not to be too excited, but not to be too skeptical. The thing is, I've been with some groups that are very scientific, and in some ways, they almost take the fun out of it. It's just not fun to investigate. They're so set out to try to debunk everything, to make sure nothing's a ghost, that in some ways I really think that if a ghost did, if something paranormal did happen, I don't think they would realize it. I don't think they would notice it. Now, hey everybody, I know I'm looking at the chat room as I'm going live a little bit from time to time to see what people are saying. And I apologize for the audio problems. Hey, Ben, Urbex 1979, these are all, hey Marlon, what's up in the Bay? I got a video with Summer and Janice, you might see, so some of these people in this chat room will know. We got New York, we got Cali, we got Canada. Learn to protect yourself first. Yeah, Rob, that's fair. And I think probably when I say that, so Rob is basically saying in the chat room that perhaps it's bad advice to tell somebody to just start and just go hunting. I see your side of it. I do. And you're right. I guess I should hit the brakes a little bit, because I think at the end of this video, there's a little bit of conversation about how you get to know other paranormal investigators and kind of maybe team up with them or learn from them. And that's really where that topic will take place. I agree. You're right. I think the point that Summer was trying to say, and I was, following him up on, is that if you really want to become an investigator, there are ways to do it. It's not that hard, although, you're right. It is good to kind of know possibly what you're doing to begin with. And I know that when I had my first real extreme investigation where an investigator got choked, if you look on my YouTube channel or go to deadexplorer.com and search for ghost hunter extreme ghost attack, no matter all the training I had up to that point, that's a moment that sometimes it's actually doing the investigating where you're going to learn the biggest lessons of them all. But you're right, I see your point. And don't have high expectations. No, I agree, Marlon. And so that's another great topic. And we were talking about. So what Marlon in the chat room says, don't have high expectations. What I think he's saying is, just go in open-minded. Don't try to assume everything's a ghost, and just go with the flow. So I think that's the way to go. So let's keep going with the video. I think we're finally, it's really late. It's 10 o'clock where I'm at. And I've actually been spending the last 3 days moving in here. And I think I just realized how tired I am, to the point where I keep having the audio issues. Which I'm not going to, it's all good. I'm not tripping. Don't worry about me. All right, let's keep playing. So we're good to go. Let's go.
Computer that you recommend somebody have to own, or you can basically get away with?
What I was asking, just to put it in the right spot, is, do you need any software? Do you need to buy any special software?
Buying them on the internet somewhere.
Very cool. So somebody can basically go out, make some gear on their own pretty cheap, and get started. You're out there, you're capturing this stuff. Do you need any software in your computer that you recommend somebody have to own, or you can basically get away with nothing?
There's a ton of free software out there that you can use. Depends on how far you want to go with it. I tend to use some of the Adobe suites stuff. They work pretty well for me, but there's a ton of Audacity is a great one. It's free, and there's many out there.
Just to put it all together, somebody's going out there and they're getting some software and they're getting some tools and they're trying to meet people out in the community to kind of expand. Is there any good organizations or websites people should go to kind of get in touch with the community?
When we first started up, we got a Facebook page, just let people know here we are, and started networking through Facebook. Also, they can go online to ghostvillage.com. That's a paranormal directory. They can get in touch with other groups, maybe groups in their area that they can work with or get mentored by or what have you. Just basically social media and just do a basic internet search and you'll find all kinds of ghost hunting sources.
So you brought up the Facebook page. You also have a website. So if people want to get a hold of you, how can they find you?
They can visit our webpage. It's www.alamedaparanormal.com. And they can also visit us on Facebook under the same name.
If you want to get a hold of them, make sure you go to their website, go to their Facebook page and hit like. This is Alejandro. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Next week on Dead Explorer, our paranormal research announcement that will help all paranormal channels on YouTube. Make sure you tune in for more Dead Explorer. Have you ever dreamt of being a paranormal investigator?
All right, so let's go ahead and stop that. I don't know what I was talking about at the end of that video. I said there was going to be an announcement about something that's going to change the paranormal community. God only knows what that was. Still fun to get free stuff, David Jones. Those VR headsets. Yeah, let's finish talking about the ghost hunting, how to become a ghost hunter, because I think that Summer and Jen made some really good points going back to the original comments from Rob about how to really get started through meeting other people. And then if you want to know about the VR equipment, I can do a quick little thing about VR, how to get started, how to get equipment. And so maybe we can kind of switch gears shortly. So that's it. You guys stay tuned. You can't leave for now. And once again, if you're an investigator and you do investigating, do you recommend people provoke? That's the poll question. There is, if you're near a phone, you can use one of the cards to answer the poll question, yes or no, and to go from there. So one of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize is that there is a whole network of people who love to ghost hunt all over the United States. And it's really easy to connect with those people. Now, I know Jen mentioned a website in that video that you can look up people in the directory, but there's obviously lots of different ways. You can meet people on YouTube. That's how I've investigated. That's how I met Jen and Summer from Alameda, California, and Marlon, who's in the chat room. Also, Rogelio, Mr. Roger, SL Paratube in the chat room. He and I met networking through other investigators, and Roger's been in a lot of, he and I have done tons of investigations together. So there you can meet people on YouTube. Also, this is not in any way a plug. About 3 or 4 years ago, I started a Google Plus community called the Paranormal Network. If you go to my YouTube page on Dead Explorer, there should be a link there in the About section. And actually, let's see. And also, while you're there, let me see if I have that on there. Also, while you're there, obviously, if you feel like subscribing, that'd be awesome. Let's see. Yeah, let me pull that up and show you where it's at. So this is my YouTube channel right here. And if you go there, right here, Google Plus Paranormal Network. So you just go to my YouTube channel, search Dead Explorer, or just hit on, on this video to go here. And then when you go to the About tab, there is a link to the Paranormal Network. It has over 12,000, 13,000 members. and a lot of people will go on there, and that's a good way to meet other investigators. Also, while we're here, one of the things that's been brought up to me a lot lately is that people are not seeing when my videos are coming out. I've had a lot of people um, say to me that they're not getting notifications. And actually, Philip DeFranco uh, did a video about this 2 days ago. A lot of major big YouTube channels have been doing a lot of videos about how all of a sudden they're getting complaints that their fans are being unsubscribed by YouTube. That people are not getting their videos when they come out online. So if you're having that problem, there is an easy fix. Just when you're on Dead Explorer, and this is if you're subscribed, this is something that you might have to do to ensure that you get the videos when they come out. Just because you're subscribed doesn't mean that YouTube is going to notify you when my videos come out, when I do my live ghost hunting videos, when I do my 360 virtual reality videos. And I know you guys want to talk about the headsets. I do have tips on how to get them super cheap, but I'll get to that. But in my documentaries, the investigation videos that I do, if you're a fan of all of those, it's not guaranteed that YouTube's going to let you know when those come out. The only way you can ensure that happens is by going to my YouTube channel. And when you're here, you're going to want to go to this little bell. And on here it's going to say no need to subscribe to yourself. But if you click on that bell, let's see here. Let's try another channel. I'm going to go to my production company. See if that'll let me do it. You go to this little bell right here and click on send me all notifications for this channel, and then click save. And that's the only way you guarantee that you will get all my videos when they come out. Otherwise, there's no guarantee at all. And from what I hear from these big YouTubers, just watching their videos, it's getting harder and harder to see people's videos when they come out. Let's see what's going on in the chat room. So one last thing. So Jen said, if you want to learn how to become an investigator, network. The only thing I would add to that I think it's a really easy bit of advice is that I know some people live far from some bigger cities, but I think for the most part, most people will live 2 to 3 hours from a major town. And so all major towns pretty much all over the United States will have ghost tours. Sometimes maybe only around Halloween, but just go on Google. What's the biggest town near you. Maybe it's San Antonio, Cleveland, Cincinnati, San Francisco. I know there's a lot. Maybe I know internationally it might be a little different, but at least here in the United States, you should be able to just put the name of the town, ghost tour, Google it, and there's people who will take you on investigations for as a group on a Friday or Saturday night. And then you'll get to go to lots of haunted places at the same time. Typically, you'll meet people who are really connected in the community, because the people who run these ghost tours are really connected with the paranormal community around them, and either they're investigators themselves when they're not doing the tours, or they know investigators, and you can ask them for a referral. People that you might be able to investigate with them, or they might refer you to somebody that they know. And that's a really easy tip on how to connect with other investigators. You don't have to go far, and then maybe by learning from a few people that way, or meeting a few people that way, you can get to the point where you can start your own group. As far as how to protect yourself, there's not one bit of advice. I would say just, obviously whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you believe in prayer, then pray before and the end of an investigation, if that's something that gives you comfort. Some people have different things. Some people are superstitious, some people are not. I wear a cross. Maybe it's faith based, it's superstition based, but just something to give myself a security that that I'm gonna feel safe in some way during the investigation. Of course, one of the things I've been fortunate to do is in the last few years is connect with mediums and actually a Wiccan high priestess from East Texas who in different ways shared with me ways to protect yourself and try to build a mental barrier. And I know that sounds really out there, but in some ways I believe it and I don't think it can hurt. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat room. No provoking. So that's somebody says no provoking. Marlon says, depends how much of yourself you're willing to give. Provoking may or may not be for you. Yeah, no, for sure. Let's see. David Jones, bad idea. Tokyo, Yokohama is the biggest city. Nice. Cool. What's up? I actually took Japanese in high school, so I know a little bit of Japanese. Um, Onama Alex Des. That's my name is Alex or Alejandro. That's the best I can do. Um, so yeah, there's some people who are saying it seems like the most part people are saying not to provoke. I don't provoke personally. Um, Sorry, my phone texted. My daughter's been sick, so I want to make sure she's okay. I personally do not provoke. I consider it a thing out of respect. I did a live video about a ghost girl about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Another Flashback Friday live video. I talked about why I don't provoke in that video, and so I'm not going to kill that topic to death again. Honestly, I think it's a little overrated to provoke. I think it just shows a lack of patience. A lot of people will provoke that because they want something to happen. They want something to happen now instead of trying to, get the trust of a spirit. So I think it's a sign of impatience. But I get it. Hey, people love the shows. Hey, if spiky hair and tight pants and big muscles and provoking is your thing, then I guess it's your thing. I think I just like to take my time and make things happen. Where the heck is my phone? I know I got a message. So let me grab some VR gear. I'm gonna switch gear. I didn't think I was gonna be talking about VR, but let me get some VR gear for a second, and I'll come back. So don't go away. I'm just gonna put it on. Let's do the video again and while the video is playing, uh, I'll get the gear.
Investigator. This week, I interview Alameda Paranormal on how to be an investigator, essential gear, software, and tools, and how to connect with the paranormal community.
Hi, I'm Alejandro. I travel to unbelievable places and explore our past. I am the Dead Explorer. Hey everybody, this is Alejandro. I am in Tombstone, Arizona, home of the OK Corral, Birdcage Theater, and a lot of paranormal activity. And I'm here with Alameda Paranormal from the Bay, California. And we're here to talk about how someone can get into ghost hunting, how someone can become a paranormal investigator. So Summer, if there's somebody watching and they really want to get into paranormal investigating, how do you recommend that they start learning? How do you get into it?
Well, the first thing they got to do is make sure they kind of follow the rules. Don't break into some haunted building. Just be safe. The other thing is, just get out there and do it. You got to learn by experience and just know that there's nobody in this world who is an expert at ghost hunting. It's just not possible. So just get out there and do it. Get your video camera, get your audio, get whatever you want to try and just get out there and try it and see what you get.
Basically, it sounds like there's nothing better than just going out there and getting at it. Would you say that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I learned. I didn't find some book on ghost hunting and, take notes and do it. I just went out there and grabbed my camera and here I am.
Actually, I have plenty of books on ghost hunting. So, but haunted places and where to find them. I love those books. So I had people ask me about 360 equipment. So I went ahead and I'm a man of the people. So I went ahead and got some stuff to share with you, so you know how you can watch ghost hunting and how you can get some stuff that's really inexpensive, that kind of looks like this and like this, all the way to the gear that people were talking about. And I think somebody said they want something for free. Maybe there's a way I can figure out how to get these to you. I actually sell these at Comic Cons. So I do presentations at the Comic Cons, and I've sold these in the past. And these are pretty cheap. Now they're not like these these high tech gears. So anyway, for those of you who haven't seen it, Ouija board. I can do Ouija board too, guys. So basically, for those of you who haven't watched a 360 video before, there's actually a few ways to watch them. You don't need any special gear to watch them. In fact, if I just pull up the website right now, go back to my channel, I can show you what a 360 video looks like without special equipment. I did a 360 video on the Ouija board, a really interesting investigation a couple weeks ago. It was actually really intense. It was basically a couple who've never used a Ouija board before were on one of my investigations. They agreed to use it, and when things got intense is when it appeared that the gentleman had contacted his dead mother, and what made things worse was that his dead mother seemed to be through the Ouija board saying she could not move on, that she wasn't with his dad, that she was still here on earth, and that she had unfinished business. So it was really intense. So let me show you what that video looks like basically. So I'm just going to pull up the website, and so even without any 360 gear, you can go to my channel and you're going to see already 5 360 ghost hunt videos. It is late. I am trying to get there, guys. I swear I am. So this is an example of a ghost of one of my ghost hunt 360 videos. Let's get that to size. We're going kind of impromptu for you guys, and so we'll go ahead and hit play.
Hello, spirits. We're here to invite anybody who would like to communicate with us. With this board, we're opening the portal to
So
you.
you can see,
But please,
even without 360 gear, you can control this camera just watching the video on the watch page. You can drag the video left, right, up, down, so you can get right into this Ouija board session that we were doing as a group. You can get right in it, right into the nitty gritty. You can feel like you're right next to us. You're basically the other person at this Ouija board group. And if you're not somebody who'd want to use a Ouija board, well, this is as close as you get to using one without actually being there. So you don't need any special equipment to really enjoy a 360 video. You can do it basically just with the YouTube player, or if you're on Facebook. When I upload these videos to Facebook, facebook.com/Dead Explorer, the link is in the description box below. The videos, you can control the videos the same way. Now, of course, it's fun to kind of have something where you can feel like you're right in it, and that's where these headsets come in. That's where you can get one of these headsets and be able to jump on here and use one of those. EVP and video is all you need. No, I see that, John. I agree. When I first started, and I just want to address this topic in the chat room, because I think somebody brought up a really good topic that, the intention of this video was to talk about how to become a ghost hunter. And John Young just said that he thinks that EVP and video is all you need to do an investigation. And you know what, John? I agree 100%. I always thought that the best way to document paranormal activity is either by seeing it or hearing it. And videos can be an extension of what you see, and audio recorders are going to be an extension of what you hear. And at the end of the day, that's all really you need. And I agree. Thanks for bringing that up, John. I agree. Now I like to use ghost hunting equipment to mix things up over time. I've kind of warmed up to some of the stuff that I wouldn't even use in the past. But when you go, if you really want to go know what you need, all you need is your audio. All you need is your eyes and your ears. In fact, if your whole intention is just to see activity, to know that exists, you don't even need the camera. You need the recorders. You can just go out and see what you can experience. And believe it or not, and Rogers in this chat room, he's one of these investigators that I've investigated with. There's been times we've done investigations like, you know what, let's leave the cameras, let's leave the equipment. Why don't we just do, part of this investigation just for ourselves? And yeah, of course, if something happened and we didn't capture it, it would have been a bummer. But sometimes you just gotta do it for yourselves. All right, so now when the next level of joining 360 videos, because I am going on a side topic here, is that you can take your phone and put it in a headset. And so if you've been watching TV, at least if you're here from the States, I can only speak for here in Austin, where I'm from, where this office is at. Whenever I watch a football game, an American football game, there's been a lot of commercials for these headsets, these gear headsets, and people, they're really trying to push that. And so, I think if you upgrade your phones right now, there's a good chance they're going to give you one of these anyway. That's how I got one. And my father-in-law actually gave me his as well. I think he ended up with an extra one whenever he upgraded his phone. But basically, through the YouTube app on your phone, the very same videos that I was just showing y'all a second ago, if you use your phone,
What are you guys playing? Supposed to be playing
got an advertisement. I'm going to skip my own ads because you're not supposed to watch your own ads. But if you get an ad on my video, don't skip it. That's how you support me.
Hello, spirits.
So that's the video we were just watching just now, and same thing except with a phone, you can swipe, or you can just rotate your phone a bunch of different ways. And so there's actually a little icon if you have a YouTube app on your phone. If you're watching your phone right now, if you'll notice, go to the bottom and there's a little app that looks like a little piece of goggles. Those are that's how you push that, your phone will split into two images, left, right duplicates. And now with that, you can put that in this cardboard that has, two spaces. Hold on.
Are you a guardian angel?
And just like that, your phone becomes a headset, and it's actually really, really good. You can now rotate, look up, look down, look behind you, see what's going on. And one of the great things about this type of technology, and why I've started using it, and why I'm one of the first paranormal investigators in the United States to use a 360 camera, is because everything's captured from all angles. One of the things that's happened is that I have on a couple of times, these guys talking about the old school stuff, seen ghost hunting, you've seen something paranormal, not out of the corner of the eye, but like straight ahead, light flashes in real time, like a shapeless white being with no legs, really nothing but a torso. But the thing is, if your camera isn't pointed that exact direction at that exact time, the split second it happens, and if you don't react almost it's impossible to react at the speed necessary to turn it and capture that as quickly as your mind realizes what it's seeing. You're not going to get it on video. The thing about 360 cameras is that you can see everything from all sides at the same time. And I really think it's going to increase the odds that something substantial is going to be captured on video. And it's also for those people who are skeptical. You're going to see that nothing's happening, that nobody's standing behind me, nobody's standing on my side, creating fake evidence. It's not a gimmick. It's not phony. This is the way to document things. It's the future of ghost hunting. I'm really proud that I've been one of the first ones to use it. I've already done 5 this year, and it's going to be a part of what I do from here on out. I'm actually working on figuring out how to do 360 videos live, which I think would be awesome as well. Hey, Lori, welcome. Do this. This is awesome. Please subscribe to me, guys. Okay, well, Luke says subscribe to him, and thanks for telling me it's awesome. Yeah, Luke, I remember you, man. I remember you. I don't forget. So, yeah, so that's how you use these. So these are cheap. Now, this is the Google brand. This is brand name Google. And I think online these sell for about 20 bucks. And this is what is actually like the easiest way. This is what I got. This is how I got into ghost hunting. Ghost hunting, not ghost hunting. This is how I got into 360 videos, is wearing one of these. I actually was at YouTube in LA on the day they were streaming the first ever live 360 music video. It was actually just a performance with a crowd. I was in the crowd, and for being in the crowd, they gave us one of these. I just crashed it. I crashed that video. I wasn't supposed to be there. But there's a lot of people who do these. When I bought my 360 camera, it also came with a cardboard headset from Kodak, because that's what I use. I use a Kodak 360 camera. Same thing. You stream that. It's actually one that you kind of have to assemble, and that's actually what I sell when I go on my conventions, when I go do screenings, when people come to me and I have a booth. I do have to support myself somehow, especially now that I have an office. This is an office outside my house. I have 2 kids. I have a 6-year-old, I have a 3-year-old. And over time, I had an office in my house. I lost it. For the last year, I've been working in my living room, which makes it almost impossible to do a live show like this. And I've been wanting to do a live show like this. And my other new live show that's going to be coming out Tuesdays, and this is and I'll talk about that in a bit. It's going to be that's going to be a fun show, because it's going to be news, and it's going to be guests, it's going to be interviews, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I had to get out of the house. Because there was no privacy. There's no way I could shoot this. I had to set up the cameras for like an hour every single time just to shoot this. And now I'm just going to leave this stuff here. I'm going to leave my studio, come back. I'm going to be able to do this. So I'm putting the time in. I'm definitely putting the money in, so I can provide y'all a lot of fun, cool stuff, so you can see more videos from me besides the 360, the live investigations, and the documentaries that I've been doing for 6 years. So I'm really excited about the way that's going. So I do sell these. Now, like I said, the Google brand ones sell for $20. I sell these for $10. You assemble them, they come together like that. And it's a cool way for people to do that. Some people saw me at Comic Palooza. They got these because at Comic Palooza I did basically this conversation, but for a crowd. I don't sell them online. I haven't thought about doing it. Maybe it might be a good thing for a contest. Just winging it, I guess. I don't know exactly how to run a contest like that just yet. I haven't thought about it, but it's not that hard. And so then, yes, there is, these headsets that you probably can get for free next time you upgrade your phone. I haven't even opened this box. I know that sounds obnoxious. But these are the ones that you'll see in the commercials, and these range from like $80 to $90. In fact, I'm not going to mess with it. They're a little bit, more high end. But you don't need that. You can start off with one of these for $10. And I think Marlon mentioned that you can get generic ones on television now made for like $30, $40, $20. So there are generic cheap ones of these as well. So somehow we ended up on a whole VR 360 conversation. the more expensive they are, the more better for you. Yeah, I can agree with, at least quality wise, it's definitely more immersive. When I wear these, it's just a trip. Roger, I don't know if you're still in the chat room, but Roger and I have used these. I think one was where we were flying to New York City, and then another one you're flying to Iceland, and it just feels like you're there. And actually, a really cool one, and you can do that with all of these headsets. Okay, so don't feel like you need this. Is we did You're on Mars. They stitched together the Mars rover, and and they you're on Mars. Basically, the way it would look like if you're on the rover. It's crazy. It's super awesome. I mean, can you imagine? You look up to the sky, and you can see the sun on Mars the way you could see it on Earth, which is a trip. A couple more comments from the chat room. Hey, Lori, how you doing? Lori's a great fan. Always appreciate her. She has a makeup channel. She does makeup tutorials. She's been at it for a long time, folks. She's really sweet. If you want to support somebody, go support her. Lainey, can't wait for you to do another ghost hunt adventure. Me too. I have a video. I did an investigation at the Rio Grande City Public Library. That video has not come out yet. So there is some ghost hunting stuff in the can that I'll put together. I think what this show allows me to do is basically be with y'all more. I've been trying to figure out ways how to create content, how to be with y'all, communicate with y'all, give y'all more stuff to think about the paranormal, and not just ghosts. I've been thinking about everything: aliens, UFOs, cryptids, Bigfoot, conspiracy theories. I'm a fan of all that stuff. In fact, sometimes I get a little too much into the conspiracy theories. I hate to say it, but I've been wanting to figure out a way to keep doing this because I love this stuff. The more I can talk about it, the more I can share it, the more I can start conversations, to me the better. And so we're going to keep doing the ghost hunting videos, but obviously it's really hard to do 2 ghost hunting videos a week after week after week. Believe it or not, 4 years ago I almost did one once a week. But the longer the videos get, I think the more sophisticated they've gotten, the more time I put into truly trying to do the best ghost hunting video I can do, the more time it takes for me to make each one. And so to me, this show and my Tuesday show are going to be the ways to stay in the conversation, to connect with y'all, connect with you, the fan of the show, and have more stuff for y'all to enjoy. Because a lot of people say, they miss the videos, they want more stuff. I want to do more videos, and this is going to be a fun way to do it. In fact, the Tuesday show is going to be a lot of fun because that's going to be a podcast. And so we're going to do it live, but then it's going to become a podcast. It's going to become downloadable. We're going to have guests every single week, not just people in the paranormal, but people that are in all types of things. That are in film, authors, psychic mediums, alien, UFO experts, and then musicians, and hopefully some people that have nothing to do with the paranormal, to just kind of get different opinions on topics. And we'll be covering the latest paranormal news of the week. We're going to be talking about anything that's made major headlines in the news, and so that's going to be the new fun show on Tuesdays. My goal is maybe a little bit earlier than tonight. I'm still getting the kinks out of setting up the studio. Actually, I still had to get everything set up, but we'll get a set time for these shows so more people can enjoy it, join the chat room, have conversations, and if not, obviously these videos will be available to watch afterwards. And yeah, of course, ghost hunting videos will be done live to all of you who Lori who brought it up. So just to wrap up, yes, again, we are in a new studio. I got all my favorite stuff now in one place. It used to not be all in one place. I'm super excited that it is. There's actually another side of this room that goes that way. Obviously where the camera's at, that I'm going to set up as well. And so once that's all set up, we can do I'll do a walkthrough. I'll show you around. I might do a 360 video so you can see it all 360 degrees. And so I'm excited. This is it. This is what I got this place to do more videos for y'all. Again, if you have anything you want to add about being an investigator, after this video is done being live, there will be comments below, like in any other normal video. Feel free to chime in at any advice that you want. Finally, for if you've made it to the end, maybe you missed the beginning or the middle. I know we had some audio issues. We won't have those in the future, I promise you. But hit subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell next to the subscribe button, and ask YouTube to email you my videos when they come out, or to give you a notification. Otherwise, it's no guarantee that you'll see these videos when they happen, especially the live videos. When the live videos come out, YouTube should send you an email so you don't miss it, especially those live ghost hunt investigations you were talking about, Lori. You can find me on Facebook, Dead Explorer on Facebook.com. On Twitter, I'm Tweet Alejandro, TWEET Alejandro. I'll make sure that the links are put below. I don't see them now, my bad. I'll make sure they're there below after the video uploads. On Twitter, I'll be talking about the paranormal. I'll be giving you sneak previews on some of those paranormal stories, maybe some of the investigations we're going to go do. But it's also where I have a little more fun, and I'll talk about stuff that interests me, like independent filmmaking, music, marketing, the Dallas Cowboys, the Longhorns, just anything that's interesting. That's where I go on that. So Twitter is a little fun, and that's a fun way to connect with me. And also on deadexplorer.com. It's a great way to watch my old videos. Now, it's all the YouTube videos in one place, but that's where you'll also see stuff like some of my events. Whenever I do public ghost hunting events, I did 5 in October where people were able to join me on these investigations. It's also where if I do special documentaries, you're able to get them, sometimes download them for free. I from time to time make them available for free to the public, especially to subscribers to the newsletter. So on deadexplorer.com, hit on the join the newsletter button, and to get exclusive giveaways, behind the scenes information, and you get to find out about stuff before anybody else does. So deadexplorer.com is the place to follow me outside of YouTube. So thank you everybody again for watching. I'm going to call it a night. I think it was a really fun and successful second episode of FlashBack Fridays Live, #FBF Live. And then again, another way to look at an old video from Dead Explorer. Tonight we looked at a video from April 2012, how to become a ghost hunter. We shared some easy advice on how to start, practical advice on equipment and ghost hunting gear. So that's a good way to get started if you always wanted to. Thank you to everybody in the chat room. I appreciate all the comments. Some of them were really funny. I think we got to the ones, we addressed some of the stuff that people brought up, and that's great. The comments are always appreciated, and it helps keep the show interested. So stay tuned, guys. We'll have more stuff coming out. Have a great and safe weekend. Be with people that you love, that you care about. Appreciate what you got, and I'll see you next week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.